Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking. Actually, before that, I want to let everybody know that this is my new YouTube channel. If you have been watching, I got 3 copyrights, lost the original, almost 1,800 subscribers, and got to start completely new. Only a bump in the road is what it is. Hopefully, if you guys see this, make sure you hit the subscribe button so we can bump that stuff back up. I'm not going to be doing any more fight highlights or nothing like that. It'll just be me breaking down, going live, game stuff, and all that type of stuff. Again, today we're going to be breaking down the Islam Makhachev versus Bobby Green card. First, we're going to start with Victor Altamino versus Carlos Hernandez. Victor Altamino is 10-1, 4-1 in his last 5 fights. This fight, in the odds wise, is basically even. Victor's 31, Carlos Hernandez is 28 years old. Virtually identical height, 3.5 inches for Victor in reach advantage. And again, Victor is 10-1, 4-1 in his last 5 fights. The one loss is a rear naked choke 2 years ago to Jared Brooks. Carlos Henderson is 7-1, 5-0 in his last 5 fights. And if anybody has watched Carlos Henderson, he beat Daniel Perez on the Contender Series by split decision. Victor beat Carlos Candelario by split decision. I was more honestly impressed with Carlos Henderson. I thought he looked quicker than his opponent. His combinations were nice. His takedowns were good. He had good defense. I think Carlos Henderson by unanimous decision. As always, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know who you guys got. And let's move on to fight number 2 in this card. You got Ramiz Bramish versus Michael Gilmore. We've seen Michael Gilmore fight on the Ultimate Fighter finale, I believe. And he lost to Andre Petrosyan 5 months ago. Jesus. TKO, KO. And before that, he lost to Gilbert Urbina by rear naked choke. He is 34 years old, stands 5'11", with a 72-inch reach advantage. He's fighting Ramiz Bramia. He's 9-4, 2-3 in his last 5 fights. He got a win over Sasha Plotnikov. He looked really, really good in that fight. Really seen his potential. He came off of an ear injury against Max Griffin. Rebounded against Sasha Plotnikov, who's no longer in the UFC either. And then he really got beat up by Court McGee. I'm not surprised to see him back in there to get that taste out of his mouth. Court McGee really bullied him in that fight. So great win for Court, and he's 5'10 with a 73-inch reach with a 1-inch reach advantage. But Michael Gilmore will be 1 inch taller. And honestly, Michael Gilmore, I think, possibly could have that style from Court. But I do think Court McGee has a better chin and he has a better submission defense. And I think that's really what's going to get Michael Gilmore in trouble. I got Ramiz Bramia by submission in the 2nd round. I think Michael Gilmore will come out pretty hot and heavy in the 1st round, slow down, and that's when Ramiz will capitalize and get another win in the UFC. As always. But yes, I like him. And again, as always, please hit the subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know who you guys got to win that. On to fight number 3. We have Alejandro Perez versus Jonathan Martinez. Man, this is another really, really good matchup. I think it's a big step up for Jonathan Martinez, but it's a really, really fun matchup. You got Alejandro Turbo Perez, 22 wins, 8 losses, and 1 draw. He's 3-2 in his last 5 fights. His 2 losses were against Cody Stamann by decision, and then Young Yadong Song by KO, and then he came back and beat Johnny Alvarez by submission a couple months ago. 32 years old, he stands 5'6" with a 67-inch reach. He's fighting Jonathan Martinez, 14-4. He is also 3-2 in his last 5 fights, coming off of a unanimous decision against Zavid Lazavishvili, whatever that is. He did get caught by Davey Grant for his first finish loss. He was on a pretty big win streak there. He should have beat Andre Ewell. I thought he got robbed by a decision there. Is what it is, whatever. Alejandro Perez is the slight underdog. I'm kind of surprised to see that, just given this experience by Perez. Make sure my camera is good. 27 years old, stands 5'8". He has a 69.5-inch reach, so he'll have 2.5 inches and 2 inches taller than Alejandro Perez. Honestly, I think Perez's style is going to give Jonathan Martinez a lot of problem. He strikes really, really fast. He has good speed, like I said that weirdly, but has really, really good speed. I think he also hits really, really hard, and he's also really, really good on the ground. The one thing I think Martinez can really do in this fight is make it a dirty, dirty fight. Push him against the cage, hold him there, beat him up, dirty boxing, and squeak out a decision. Unfortunately, I think Perez's punching power and his ability to take it to the ground if need be, and his submission offense, because he goes for submissions a lot. If he is down there, he's always looking for him, especially if he's on top of you. And I think he outworks Jonathan Martinez. Maybe he'll get a late finish, but I think a decision for Alejandro Perez. As always, hit that subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, and let's keep it going on to fight number 4. We got Jinh Frey versus Hannah Goldy. Hannah Goldy looked really, really good in her last one. So did Jinh Frey, but I like Hannah Goldy. I'm just going to go with her. Not really much to talk about with that one. Got Terrance McKinney facing Faraz Ziam. It was supposed to happen a little while ago, and unfortunately it wasn't able to. And yeah, unfortunately it wasn't able to. I think they had a scare with Terrance McKinney's corner with COVID or whatever. I don't think it ended up being true, but it was a scare. I really like this fight for Terrance McKinney as a fight when he fought Matt Frivollo and got a nice knockout on, of course, with that. But again, I think Terrance McKinney's speed and his ability to change to wrestling if need be. I don't think Terrance McKinney is going to want Faraz Ziam on top of him, going for submissions, and he has good top control. But I do think McKinney's striking to wrestling is going to win this. I don't think he gets a finish. I think it goes to decision, but I think he does beat up Faraz Ziam. So you got Terrance McKinney, winner by decision. As always, hit that subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below on who you guys think wins this fight. Then we got Josiane Nunes, 8-1 versus Ramona Pascual, 6-2. We see Nunes in her last fight. She knocked out someone who was undefeated and a really, really good prospect. She had knocked out Bay Malecki by KO. Huge underdog for Pascual, 6-2, like I said, 4-1 in her last 5 fights. Her one loss 4 years ago was a finish by Jenna Harding, 33 years old as well. I think is, I do agree a lot with Nunes being in heavy favorite, but Ramona Pascual is 5'7". Josiane Nunes is going to be most of the time the shorter than her opponents. Again, Ramona is 5'7", and a 66.1-inch reach advantage. She's actually going to have by 9 centimeters or whatever that is. She's going to have the shorter reach. To Josiane, she's 5'2" with a 67-inch reach advantage, and she's quite a bit younger than Ramona. I think Josiane's speed and power is going to be very, very evident in fight, and I think her being a minus 325 favorite is very, very deserving, especially seeing what she did against her last opponent. Just unbelievable speed, power, timing, accuracy was great. So I got her probably by finish. And then we got Ignacio Bahamondes versus Zhu Rong. This, I think, is a crazy fight for Bahamondes because Zhu Rong has he's 18-4. It's a huge, and he's the plus 210 underdog. That seems a little crazy to me. His one loss in UFC was against Rodrigo Vargas. I believe that's who's fighting Patty the Batty or whatever. And then he destroyed Brandon Jenkins. Though it was on short notice, this guy's only 21 years old. He stands 5'9" with a 71-inch reach advantage. If we know anything from this guy, he's very, very accurate, has a lot of good punches, and he's pretty powerful. But I think the biggest thing is how accurate he is. Bahamondes is 12-4, 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Is the favorite. I'm kind of surprised by that because seeing as how he's only had 1 fight in the UFC. Though Zhu Rong has only had 2, I just think the quality, because he fought Vargas, who's 11-4, and Brennan Jenkins is 15-7. Never mind. John McDessie beat Ignacio Bahamondes by split decision, and then he came back and basically wheel kicked Roosevelt Roberts out of the UFC. He is no longer. He was cut. But again, I am still surprised to see him as the favorite. I think the quality of work, even losing to who Zhu Rong lost to, and I'm still just surprised to see him such an underdog. Bahamondes is 6'3", much, much taller and much longer, honestly. 75.5-inch reach, 4.5 inches more than Zhu Rong. I got Zhu Rong by decision. I think he's going to be able to pick him apart, maybe hurt him a couple times. Again, very, very accurate. As always, leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Let me know who you guys got. But again, I got Zhu Rong. I think his strengths are better than Bahamondes. I think Bahamondes can make it a little dirty, but besides that, I don't think he's gonna be able to finish a guy like Zhu Rong. Next, we got Gregory Rodrigues versus Armand Petrosyan. 6-1 for Arman. Gregory Rodrigues is 11-3 on the main card. Okay, this one is interesting because Gregory Rodrigues, as we've seen, he has 2 fights. One fight is a decision against Dusko Todorovic. He looked pretty good. Dusko, I thought, started coming on pretty strong later in the fight, but Rodrigues still won the fight pretty handedly. And then he fought Yeon Kim, who no one has been able to finish before, and he was able to basically weather the storm and then pour it on. And yes, the one issue I will say with Gregory Rodrigues is he leaves his chin out, especially when he gets tired. That first round is going to be tough, but I do think he can leave his chin out, and eventually that is going to cost him. Armand Petrosyan is 6-1. Like I said, he's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. The one loss of Yasan Yusevi, but he did get finished. And then he came back and beat Alexander Zamyakov by TKO KO. And then he beat Kaloyan Kolev, head kick to ground and pound, a couple months ago. He is the underdog, 31 years old. He stands 6'2" with a 71-inch reach advantage. Gregory Rodrigues, 6'3" with but 76 inches. Again, like I said, that first round is going to be very, very tough for Armen. Can he survive it? I'm not really for sure, especially because he has been put away before. But I think if he can get past that first round, he can really touch up Gregory Rodrigues. We've seen how accurate Armen is. His kicks are really, really nice. I think he can make Gregory Rodrigues feel like he's in a false sense of security. and be able to finish him. But I don't know if he can get out of that first round. And I'm going to take Gregory Rodrigues simply for that first round. He's so dang good in that first round. He has a lot of power. Doesn't really get touched up too much in that first. Later in the fight, he does. But I like Gregory Rodrigues probably by KO. And as always, guys, hit that subscribe button. Leave a thumbs up. And as always, put your comment down below and let me know who you guys have. Let's move on to the what? Fifth fight. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ninth fight. And oh my goodness, this is a good one. You got Armand Sayukian versus Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez coming off with a knockout win against Thiago Moises. No one's done that. Even Islam Makhachev, who is in the main event of this card. Armand Sayukian is 17-2, has a loss against Islam Makhachev, a decision pretty decisively, but was 2 years ago also. He's won 4 straight fights. Didn't really find the finishing ability until his last one against Krzysztof Giagos, or Giagos? Yeah, Giagos, whatever it is, who had never also been finished at that point. Crazy finishing ability. This fight is going to really depend. Can Joel Alvarez stop the takedown of Armand Sayukian? And I think absolutely he can do that. I think his punching power is crazy. If he does get Armand Sayukian down, honestly, I don't think the wrestling is going to really matter. I think it's going to nullify each other out of here, out of this fight. Joel Alvarez is 6'3" with a 77-inch reach advantage. Armand Sayukian is 5'7" with a 72.5-inch reach advantage. I honestly think Joel Alvarez is not going to be afraid of the takedowns from Sayukian, and I think he's going to pick him apart from the outside. And he has, remember this, big power, and not afraid to go to the ground. I think Joel Alvarez keeps this streak going and finishes Armand Sayukian, at least gets a decision, at least wins. Again, Armand Sayukian, I don't think wins this. I think Joel Alvarez gets a finish. And as always, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know who you guys got. Next is Cachoeira versus Yeon Kim. I think Cachoeira wins this. I think she gets a decision. And I think she just kind of controls Kim after the first round. The first round I think will be tough, but I got Petrosyan. Next in the co-main event, which is a weird co-main event, honestly. Misha Cirkunov versus Wellington Turman. There was a little bit there where we thought, the MMA community thought Wellington Turman was going to be a pretty good prospect. Kind of has been taken down from that. His last win was against Sam Alvey, but he did also poke him in the eye numerous times. There is that. Misha Cirkunov, he just isn't that good. I still think Wellington Turman's striking and his ground game is going to be a lot for Misha Cirkunov, and I think he rides that takedown submission-heavy game of Wellington Turman to a decision in the co-main event. I don't think it's going to be very exciting. Turman will have to be careful when he goes to get up off the ground, because Cirkunov is really good in that instance, but I think he will. And I think he moves his record up to 18-5. Next, we are on the main event, Islam Makhachev versus Bobby King Green. This is a huge fight because, for one, Bobby Green took this on short notice, but did just fight a little while ago, like 2 weeks ago. Very impressive in his last 2 fights. Actually, honestly, in his last, more than that, 3 or 4. Again, I said this on the other channel that's no longer there anymore, but Bobby Green, if he can stop Islam, and he has great takedown defense, surprisingly, really good takedown defense. Bobby Green, if Islam can't get him down, Bobby Green puts a show on for the crowd. He puts a show on for the audience. He puts a show on Islam Makhachev, and he really is going to beat Islam Makhachev up. Now, Bobby Green cannot stop the takedowns for 5 rounds, because, if he can't stop it for 5 rounds, there's absolutely no chance that Bobby Green wins this fight. The chance of Bobby winning this is stopping that takedown. As history has shown us with Bobby Green, he has really good takedown defense, and I think it's going to be key on this because he holds his hands so low. I think Islam Makhachev. I honestly also think Bobby Green not having, or Islam Makhachev not having a full camp to prepare for a guy like Bobby Green is perfect for Bobby Green. I think Bobby Green gets a second to third round finish, and I think he shocks the world, and he will be your 2022 upset or fighter, comeback fighter of the year, and he will be champion by the end of the year. As always, guys, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you guys think, and as always,